Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to color this watercolor teddy bear as well as the balloons. You can use these types of images to decorate greeting cards or even sell it in a Clipart package. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using the Sublime Watercolor pack and the wood canvas that is included in the pack. Everything will be linked below. I've done a sketch that you can download and use, so let's go ahead and insert that. Here is the sketch. Let's go to the layers panel and make a new layer so that we can start to color. Now let's zoom in a bit. We're going to start coloring the teddy bear first, so let's pick out this color here, the first light brown, and we're going to be using the bold rough brush. We're simply going to color the entire teddy bear using this color. You can color in a circular motion to kind of indicate that this is made out of fleece. Once you're done coloring the first layer of the teddy bear, we're going to grab a slightly darker brown and just color over some of these areas where shadows may exist. So underneath the chin area, I don't know if you call that a chin on a teddy bear, but this area here, and some areas behind the ears and like below the arm, wherever you want. Once you've added the shadows, we're going to grab the basic blender and blend everything out. Once everything is quite smooth, we're going to make a new layer and grab a slightly darker brown again, and we're going to use the hard edge round brush and start creating these little circles, and this is going to create that fleece-like effect, so this teddy bear will kind of have that texture if you add on these circles. This is a lot of work. It might be a little bit tedious, but it is worth it in the end. Once you've added all of these tiny little circles, you can add a new layer and bring that down just below. And I'm going to pick out this brown here and just start coloring the inner side of the ear. Let's blend that out a bit with the basic blender. Make it soft like real watercolor. And then we're going to go back to the tiny circles layer and grab a dark brown and start adding circles inside the ear. So there's texture inside the ears too. Afterwards, we're going to merge all of the layers together and make a new layer on top and make that a clipping mask. And then we're going to grab bloom number 1. Grab one of the darker browns, this one will do, and start using the stamp along the edges here because I'm just trying to make the teddy bear have some shadows and pretending that the light is hitting the left side. Afterwards, I'm going to add in the eyes and the nose. And then you can make a new layer on top. Grab this light blue here and just start coloring in this ribbon here. Once you've colored the entire ribbon, let's just grab that layer and bring it all the way down. But it does look a little bit flat right now, so we're just going to add a bit more color to it. Just grab a darker blue and make a new layer on top and make that a clipping mask. And add some darkness here and there just to kind of make it look more 3D. You can of course smooth some areas out using the basic blender like this. So the teddy bear looks pretty good now, so we're going to just go to the top and make a new layer and grab this light pink and start coloring one of the balloons. We're going to be using the bold rough brush again. This is a little small, so let's bring that up and we're going to fill that in. If you have any overlapping areas from the Apple Pencil, you can just grab the basic blender and start blending it out. But I'm just going to blend a little bit because I do want those watermarks to be there to make it look like real watercolor. Afterwards, I'm going to make a new layer on top and make that a clipping mask and grab the next pink here. And I'm going to grab the Bloom #1 stamp and start using the stamp along the edges again to create the shadows. You can of course move the paint around using the basic blender like this. And now I'm just going to continue stamping along this side and the bottom. You can also use the Bloom #3 stamp and add a watermark like this. I'm just going to test it to see if that looks good. You don't have to add this in if you don't want to. I'm pretty happy with how that's looking, so please make sure to use this method for the other balloons. Let's make a new layer on top and grab the toothy pencil and grab a dark brown. And we're just going to go over these lines below the balloons. And you're just going to press firmly and then let go slightly so that the line is a little bit more natural, not just a solid line. I think that this might make it look a little bit more hand-drawn and just kind of cute. So I've colored all 3 of the balloons, as you can see. However, I'm not really too happy with the color, so I'm just going to go to hue, saturation, and brightness and just change the color a little bit here. I'm going to make it slightly lighter and create a little bit of that contrast between the bear and the balloon. And so here is the refined image. All of the balloons have been slightly lightened just to create that contrast between the bear and the balloons. And that's it. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.